This is the question asked in today's SkillTrack Daily Challenge. So we are given an integer matrix of size r cross c as input, and our task is to print all the top left to bottom right diagonals of the integer matrix. So in our sample input 1, the values of r and c is 3. So we have to accept a 3 cross 3 matrix as input, and we have to print all the top left to bottom right diagonals. So the first diagonal is the integer 5. So we will start from this, and there are no more integers in the next row and next column. So this integer 5 alone would be considered as a separate diagonal. So in our output we can see that first we are printing the integer 5 alone, and then the next top left to bottom right diagonal would be 4 3. So 4 and 3. So this would be the next diagonal, and then after this the next diagonal would be 9 5 5. So all the integers in the first row are just the starting position, and then until the integers are present in the next row and next column, that would be a diagonal. If there are no more integers in the next row and next column, then we should stop. Then that would be the end of our diagonal. So here when we start from 9, we have an integer at the next row and next column. So it is 5. And then again for 5, we have an integer present at next row, next column. So again we print 5. But after this, there are no more integers in the next row and next column. So this would be the end of our diagonal. So here in our output also we can see that first we are printing 5, and then we are printing 4 3, and then we are printing 9 5 5. So after printing diagonals that are starting from the 0th row, we have to start printing the diagonals that are present in the 0th column. So we should also print the diagonals which start from here. Here we have already printed this first diagonal, so we should start printing our diagonal from this position. So it would be 9 7. So in our output also, after 9 5 5 we are printing 9 7, and then the last diagonal would be the integer 7 alone. So in our output also we are printing 7 alone. So we have printed all the top left to bottom right diagonals of the given 3 cross 3 matrix. Now let us see how to write a C program for this. So first I am creating two integer variables named r and c, and in the next line I am accepting the value of the integers r and c, and then I am creating a two-dimensional array named mat of size r cross c. So we will be storing our input matrix into this two-dimensional array. So now we have to accept our input matrix. So I am creating a nested for loop. The first loop iterates from 0 to r, and the second loop iterates from 0 to c. And in every iteration we will accept the input integer and store it into our two-dimensional array mat. So first we have to print the top left to bottom right diagonals that are present in the first row. So again I am creating a loop. So this loop starts to iterate from c minus 1 and iterates till 0. So in every iteration we will be decrementing the value of j, because we have to start printing the top left to bottom right diagonals that are present from the last column of the first row. So that is why we iterate from c minus 1 till 0. And in every iteration of this loop, first I am creating two integer variables. So the first integer variable is row, and I am assigning 0 to it because the row value is constant. So the starting point for every diagonal is always present in the 0th row. So I am setting the value of row to 0, and I am storing the value of j in another new integer variable named column. So after storing the values of row and column, I am creating a while loop. So this while loop iterates until the value row is less than r and col is less than c. In every iteration of this while loop, we will be incrementing the value of both row and column, because the next diagonal element will be present at the next row, next column. Since next row we are incrementing the value of row, and then next column, so the column value is also incremented. Until the value of row is less than r and col is less than c, this while loop will be iterating. and we will also print the integers that are present at the current value of row and column. So we will get our desired top left to bottom right diagonals which start from the first row. So after printing the diagonals that are starting from the first row, we have to print the diagonals that start from the first column. So again I am creating a for loop, and here this I loop starts to iterate from 1 because we would have already printed the diagonal that start from the 0th row. So I am starting the loop from 1 and then iterating till r. So here again as usual I am creating two integer variables named row and column, and now for column I am setting the value to 0 and I am storing the value of I in row, and then I am performing the same operation. I am creating a while loop, and this while loop iterates until row is less than r and column is less than c, and in every iteration we will print the integer that is present at the current value of row and column, and we will increment the value of row and column in every iteration of this while loop. So we will get the top left to bottom right diagonals that start from the first column. So now let us check our program with sample test cases. So I have given the sample input 1 and this is our expected output. So we also get the correct output. So the first integer is 5. So we also get 5, and then in the second row 4 3. So we also get 4 3, and then 9 5 5. So 9 5 5, and then 9 7 7. So we also get 9 7 7. So this is the logic behind today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.